Everyone at some point in life experiences certain events that require them to dress up for the occasion. Specifically, dress up nice. For women, that could be a dress. For men, it could be pants and a collared shirt. For most, these specific events could be things such as job interviews, work attire, important meetings, or even school events such as homecoming, prom, or other social events. For men especially, when required to dress nice, we would wear dress shoes, dress pants, a button-up shirt, and even a tie. But one problem men always seem to run into is the ability to tie that tie. The ability to tie a tie is important for both men and women. For example, years ago, I worked at a banquet center serving business meetings and weddings. The banquet center was a very fancy place, and our work attire required us to wear dress shoes, dress pants, a dress shirt, and a tie. One day, I arrived to work with my tie not yet tied. I asked coworkers if they could help me tie it, and nobody knew how. I asked cooks at the place if they could tie it, and they didn't know how either. When it came down to the time to serve, the owner of the banquet center came in and asked me about my tie. I told her I hadn't had it on because I wasn't sure how to tie it. She immediately jumped right in and she tied it for me. I was baffled by the fact that all the gentlemen I asked, none of them knew how to tie the tie. She made it very specific that it was important for her to know how to tie a tie for those situations, to always make sure her employees are ready to go, no matter what the circumstances. Following these simple steps, I will show you how easy it can be to tie a tie. It just takes practice and determination. For step 1 of tying a tie, you will have 2 sides, a skinny side and a wide side. The first thing you want to do is get the measurements down, and the measurements are important for the length of the tie when you are finished tying. Usually, you want the skinny side of the tie to be about half the length of the wide side around your neck. So once you have it set about where you want it, the first step is going to be taking the wide side and going over the skinny side and wrapping it one time all the way around and holding it just like that. And you should have something that looks just like this. Now always remember to keep a hold of this first loop because that's going to be very important when it comes to the very final step of your tie. The second step is going to be taking the wide end of the tie and going underneath and up through the opening in your neck that you created when you crossed. You go up and through the opening. So you take it, go up and through, and pull it down. And it should look something like this. Now when you get to this step, this is where holding that first loop is going to come in handy. Because you are going to take the wide end of your tie and you are going to go from the top down between that first loop. Once you get it through that first loop, you are simply going to pull it tight. And once you have it pulled tight, the last step is you take the skinny end of the tie and grabbing the knot and pull on the skinny end of the tie. And that will tighten your tie perfectly up against your collar. You flip your collar and you are all set. It is very important that you guys learn how to tie a tie for the situations as I stated before. Most job interviews will require you to wear a tie. Ladies and women, if you become business leaders, you may have to help employees so that they can be successful. The steps to getting your tie presentable are exceptionally easy, and with a little bit of practice, you will be able to do it. Anyone can do it. This is an important skill. As I said, both men and women should know for all good reasons. You may fail a few times before you begin getting the hang of tying your tie, but you can't give up and you will get it down. By then, your bosses, business partners, co-workers, and even family will see the intelligence that you have and the responsibility you have to be able to clean up. So when tying your tie, practice, don't give up, tie it, and show up to everything important with all the confidence in the world. Thank you.